All right, so before I say anything else, does anybody have any announcements they want to make?
I do. Sorry, I can't turn my video on right now. I don't know if Leia's on the call, but she's going to be Diamond on Thursday.
You shut your damn mouth. For real? Oh my God.
For real.
This is a huge deal. Congrats.
Yeah, super excited.
It's a big, 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 big deal. I don't really know if I have any like big announcements right now. I do have a couple new coaches, well, kind of a lot of new coaches, but you guys know Sarah Prophet. She just started coaching. She was a client of mine in Win Your Life, and she's so amazing. And she just started coaching, and she actually just signed up her first person, so it's like a really big deal. I have another new coach that just came from Win Your Life, which is just another reminder that I think the percentage is like 82% of coaches, they come from being a customer first, you know. Morgan Glunt, she's amazing, such a great addition to our team. She's just, it's just going to be so amazing to have her, and I'm just really excited. Any other announcements? Okay, hold on, let me make sure I have all the correct info. Ooh, who's unmuted? All right, so we got Brooke speaking for us tonight, and I'm just so excited. It's only the 5th, and she just hit SC4, which is amazing, and it's a big change for her business. Not too long ago, like Brooke was, she'll tell her story, you know, she was showing up, but like thought too much about everything, you know. She would always like triple check her stories. She wouldn't post all the time. She was just kind of lost on like who she was trying to be and present herself as, and all of that, which is part of the process, honestly. So it's just really cool seeing her on the other side of that. She just completely transformed. If you guys, obviously you can tell if you look at her Instagram, she shows up daily with legit purpose and passion, not only on her Instagram daily, but on her Instagram stories daily. She offers us a place to work out, basically, work from basically 1 to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard every single day for the most part. And I say 1 to 8 because a lot of the times I work till 6 o'clock. And so I stay on her link from 4 to 6. So this link that she has, it's available to our team from 1 to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard most times. So pay attention to those posts in the team page. She posts them daily to remind us. But because of her doing that, it made me sit down and stay focused. And I'll tell you, thank you so much, Brooke, because it completely changed my business. Did you not see where I was on the board last month? Are you serious? That was me. And whoa, get out of here. She always talks to me when I say serious. That's a huge, it's because I had to, I not just had to, I wanted to, and I was excited to sit down and work with my team. And I've been doing it every single day since she started. And it's just completely changed my business. I would love to see more faces on there. For the most part, we're pretty quiet. We're just working. But yeah, she's going to be speaking about really important things because, like, Brooke, you live in a, like, not a small house, but like a little house with your grandma, you know. You would never know. Look at her Instagram. Like, her pictures are way better than mine. And I, like, why can't I do that? So I'm like so excited to hear more about what you have to say. And just like, not only your pictures, your words, they mean a lot. And as you can tell, you put a lot of love and care into them. And obviously it's working. So feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead.
All right. Hi, guys.
No.
So I wasn't nervous, and then my face and like chest started getting really red, and my body was like, "You are nervous."
Sweating?
Yes, you can see it a little bit. I just want to thank you guys for being super supportive, not just to me, but to everybody in the community and making it really feel like a community, because I didn't dive into this community for up until like a year after I started my business. And it makes a world of a difference for you guys to be so supportive and to connect with each other. So thank you, because that's making me like feel a little bit more comfortable talking on the call. But I got into coaching because I decided I did not want to settle anymore in my life. And you guys probably feel the same way, at least in some area. And a lot of you know that I used to be addicted to heroin, and I got clean over 6 years ago. And I made a promise to myself that, okay, you took that out of your life. You're not going to settle anymore. And then I stayed stuck in dead-end jobs and dead-end relationships where I was like, oh, here we are again, just settling, not going above and beyond, not seeing a future for myself, not really pushing myself to do things that I didn't already know how to do. And I remember following Haley for the longest time, and I was sitting in a back office at work, literally crying while reading one of her posts, because I wanted that to be my life so bad, and I thought that that was never ever going to be my life. And a few weeks after that, I spent my paycheck and I signed up, and for the first, I was like, okay, I'm going to really work this business. For the first year or so, I didn't take it as a business whatsoever. I was like doing things here and there. I was showing up here and there. And a lot of that was because I was in a relationship where I felt like I wasn't allowed to, but that was part of my like, I'm settling mentality. So that whole year, I showed up when I wanted to, work the business when I wanted to, and it really showed because I barely made money. I hit Success Club 1 out of like 14 months, and I wasn't going anywhere, and it just like didn't feel good. I almost wanted to quit because I was in square one on month 14 and month 1. So I was like in the same boat throughout that whole time, and I was like, something's got to give. Fucking COVID gave and was like, this is your plan B. You're sitting on your plan B. This could be like a really big business, and this could be more than just like a fall back kind of thing. And so I was like, okay, doors closed to the restaurant. I'm going to open up coaching business hours for myself. And I knew that if I put it in a team page, it was going to have to be like a real thing. And I was like, okay, you're so used to saying you're going to do things and then you don't do it because those things don't really matter. Well, this is going to matter, because if you say that you're going to show up from this time to this time and somebody tries to jump on your call and you're not there, you're a piece of shit. And so I was like, I'm not going to be a piece of shit. So from that day, I have yet to miss like a work session, whether I changed the hours or I wasn't as long as I normally was. Every single day for over a month I've been there, and every single day I've done at least one thing outside of my comfort zone, and the growth is crazy. Like Haley was talking about like the compound effect or like the ripple effect, like whatever. You can see it in just a week. Give yourself a week to do these things consistently and you'll fucking see it. So that's where I was. That's where I am. Here's where I am. But I know we learn a lot of things about coaching when it comes to like the vital behaviors and invites and just connecting with other people. However, I went to I don't know if you guys know Rachel Bell. She's a network marketing expert. She grew 2 7-figure businesses by the age of 24, all organically because of these strategies that she has. Sorry, I got distracted by the comments. All my strategies that she has like acquired over like the years. And if you want to follow her, her handle is Rachel Bell on Instagram, and she does a podcast called Payday with Ray Ray. Absolutely amazing. I went to her summit last October in California, and she talked about like a lot of things that I feel like are super important that we don't necessarily discuss in the coaching world. Like we've heard it before, but we don't go into how we can learn those things or how we can grow in those areas. So I'm going to go over who your ideal client is and how you figure out who your ideal client is. Also going to talk about I help statements, which is going to be something that you put in your bio, and your personal branding, and also content creation. So I can share my screen, Haley? Yeah.
You should be able to. Let me know if you can't.
Okay.
Fucking killing it.
Thanks. Am I talking too fast?
No, I would tell you. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. I didn't know who my ideal client was until a year after I started coaching, and that's only because I went to this seminar, and she was like, Rachel was like, who is your ideal client? And I thought I knew. I thought I wanted to help everybody, and everybody who wanted to sign up with me was my ideal client. It knew, like, we might be able to help all those people, but your ideal client, like, I could probably help somebody who just had a baby because these products are awesome, and so is the program, and so is our community. But if you feel like you're struggling to get people to sign up or want to join you, think to yourself, who's your ideal client? And when she asked me who my ideal client was, I was like, I have no fucking clue. Like, how would I possibly know who my ideal client is? And I was just like making up random stuff. And then I really thought about it, like, who could I help the most? Like, who would benefit from this the most? It was my past self. Like, it was the person who signed up with Haley that day. And so that is who my ideal client is. And that was who a majority of the people at that summit, that's who their ideal client was too. It was their past selves. So if you put yourself in the shoes of, like, you know, old Ashton or old Morgan or old Haley, you know exactly how she's feeling. You know exactly, like, her pain points. You know exactly how these programs, these products, this community has helped that version of you. So you can relate to your ideal client in that aspect. So for me, I put all of my examples as like my own. So my ideal client is women who feel defeated because they are struggling with self-limiting beliefs and fully loving themselves. And when you think about your ideal client, you want to know and really focus on, what are their fears? Like, what are they constantly living in fear of? I know for me, I had a huge fear of literally never feeling like I was going to fully love myself or my body both at the same time. I felt like I was never going to be able to find something that constantly worked for me and that was going to be like a lifestyle, the way that this is a lifestyle for me. The next thing are their pains. Like, what are their huge pain points? So for me, it was, I felt completely uncomfortable and unconfident. Like, yes, I was always super outgoing, but I felt literally uncomfortable in my skin. I felt uncomfortable in my clothes. I felt uncomfortable talking to people because I was like, they can literally see how I look. And that just, like, does not radiate confidence whatsoever. I also felt very stuck in the lifestyle I was living. I felt like I'm so far down that I am never going to get to where I want to be, that I felt unworthy of having the things that I actually wanted. Those were all of my pain points. The goals I had for myself were to feel fully confident, fully comfortable in the body and the mind that I had, no matter what. Like, no matter what people called me, no matter who, like, what situation I was in, it didn't matter, because I just felt like I do now. Like, my goal was to feel how I do now. And I also wanted to feel positive instead of, like, thinking negatively about every single thing. I wanted to feel worthy of self-love and everything I ever wanted out of my life. And if I think about a girl that's feeling all of those ways, she is my ideal client. I know that I can help her because I help myself. These joining helped me, and these programs and these products and this community helped me. So why would I not want to offer that to other women? Side note, I have, if I'm going too fast or if anybody wants to see this again, I can send these little clips, slides, whatever. Now for your bio, in that seminar I was at, Rachel was like, you want people to know who you are and what you do within the first 5 seconds of being on your Instagram, of being on your platform. We say all the time that our social media is our storefront. And so if you are going to a nail salon, you fucking know it's a nail salon when you roll up, because there's a hand with the nails done and it says nail salon, you know? So in your bio, you want a great I help statement that has your ideal client, that has the goal that they want to achieve and the offer that you have for them that you're going to help them achieve it with. So the formula for your I help statement would be, I help your ideal client achieve what goals they have with what offer you have to offer them. So for me, my I help statement in my bio says, I help defeated women let go of self-limiting beliefs and gain self-love through a high vibe mindset and healthy lifestyle. I dive deep into personal development, and I truly believe that if you are not right in here, you are not going to fully love what's out here. So I really focus on the whole self-love with a high vibe mindset being part of what I have to offer women, and what that's part of like the solution for me. So that's what I put in my I help statement. And if anybody who is my ideal client were to read my I help statement, it would automatically hit pain points, and it would automatically click with them that she can fucking help me. She has something to offer that I can connect with, and that would do me a service. So the next thing is your personal branding. This is something that I felt like I didn't need. I was like, I know who I am. And the more that I worked or like thought about personal branding, I was like, I don't know if I actually know. So there are I think there are like 8 different topics, and I tried to just shorten them because I feel like they can be simplified very easily. The first one is to know, or what are you known for or as in your business? For me, I'm known for someone who helps build self-love and confidence they never felt like they deserved while creating a healthy lifestyle. Like I said before, I feel like this all goes hand in hand. And if you are working on your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, you will gain that self-love, you will gain that self-confidence, and you'll be creating this healthy lifestyle for yourself.
What's weird?
Can I go? Okay. So what are you known for and known as in your business? That's number one. The second thing is, what are you known for as outside of your business? You are not just a Beachbody coach. Like, what are some of your characteristics, and who are you when you are not coaching? So for me, I'm someone who's very compassionate, genuine, authentic, inspirational, positive, and outgoing. I'm someone who listens and cares. I'm someone who owns their mistakes and is constantly striving to learn and grow from them. I'm someone who is creative and someone who is giving yet centered and grounded. Someone who is brave, bold, and takes no bullshit. So knowing yourself in all areas can help you show up as your most authentic self in your stories, on your page, when you're talking to potential clients, when you're talking to your clients, when you're coaching your coaches. You want to fully be yourself in literally all aspects, because that's how you're going to connect most with everybody that you come in contact with, whether they're part of your business or not, or whether they're on your team yet or not. The third thing is, what is your vibe, or what is your voice? For me, mine are bold, positive, uplifting, outgoing, warm, and welcoming. These are the things that if I think of how I show up every day, I feel like I really do show up as bold, positive, uplifting, outgoing, warm, and welcoming. And if you guys don't really know how you show up, take a step back and really think, like, am I showing up how I want people to perceive me? Like, how do I want people to perceive me? And start showing up as that, because how you want people to perceive you is who you are, like deep in your core. 5 words that you want your ideal clients to feel. You want them to feel brave, empowered, worthy, accepted, and whole. Well, you might not want to, but I want my ideal clients to feel those things. And if I'm coming off as my most authentic self and offering them my offer, I genuinely feel like if they were to step into this offer and really show up for themselves, they would feel brave for doing that. They would feel empowered. They would start to feel worthy. They would feel accepted, and they would feel whole as themselves without having to like seek validation or other outside things that aren't making them feel good. The fourth is your, this is going to sound stupid, but I don't know if I know how to say that word. Philosophy. Yes, I do.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Learning new words this quarantine season 2. What are the 10 core beliefs you stand for as it relates to your area of expertise? So for example, mine are to stay true to yourself and your desires, fill your cup up first, you come first. You must work on your mind as well as your body. You are stronger than your struggles. Everything you go through, you grow through. You are capable of whatever it is you want. Show up for yourself on the daily. Listen to and know your body. Self-love and inner peace solves all problems. Be true to yourself and your goals. I feel like this is everything that I show up as on the daily as a coach and just as like your friend Brooke. And if you find 10 things that are your core beliefs, but you're not always showing up with these beliefs or expressing these beliefs to your followers or people watching you or that you're connecting with, make sure you're really stepping into your beliefs and you're like holding true to those core beliefs. Number 5 are stories. What are 2 or 3 stories you repeat on a regular basis that explains your mission? This is how you're going to relate to your ideal clients. If you're like constantly talking about these stories and you're talking to your ideal clients, this is going to be how they relate to you. For me, one of mine was I was almost 200 pounds, feeling lost in my life and uncomfortable in my skin. I share that quite often, that I was like, it wasn't really so much the number, but I have never seen a number that high before, but it was about how uncomfortable I literally felt in my skin. Like my skin hurt. And that was just something like so daunting in my brain that I always share, because I know that if I felt that way, somebody else out there has definitely felt that way. The second thing is I was drawn to negative thoughts and self-sabotaging habits. The third thing is I felt stuck in my life. I felt stuck in the life that I was living, and I felt unworthy of the life, body, and mindset I wanted for myself. Those are the 3 stories that I kind of have in a loop that I share, not every day because like that would be a little redundant, but that those are my 3 main stories, because those are the 3 main things that were my biggest pain points back then. And those are going to be the pain points of my ideal client, and those are the areas that I can help in. Number 6 are your personality pillars. What are 4 personality traits of your personal brand? For me, mine are self-love, health and fitness, value, and creative and expressive. What are 2 to 3 ways to tangibly show that part of you? For me, self-love is my morning routine, my personal development, and always filling my cup up first. I am a big people pleaser, and even though I'm not nearly as bad as I used to be, I always put myself first now instead of others. That's how we can give back. That's how we can be our best self and our best coach for others. Health and fitness, my workouts, my nutrition, my shakes, and outdoor activities. Value for me is to get results, my accountability group, programs, and calls. Those are the things that I can give as value to either potential clients or already clients and coaches. And the creative and expressive part is my photography and also dancing. I don't know if you guys know, but I dance sometimes. Maybe you've seen it in my stories once or twice.
Yeah, and you rap.
Oh, and I rap. You're in a game, but it's okay. Okay, and number 7 is content pillars. What are 4 topics you talk about / specialize in? The first one, I like to look at this as like posting topics. For example, physical strength, stretching, working out, and nutrition. Mental health and mindset would be personal development, relationship with yourself, and self-love. Consistency would look like routine of what works and daily non-negotiables. So I've created a routine for myself because I know consistency works, and that's not just in the business, but that's also waking up every morning and diving into personal development and having my me time first, working out, having breakfast, and then starting my day. That's just what works for me. Those are my daily non-negotiables that I've made a routine, because that's how I found is what works for me in bettering myself and becoming more of the person that I want to become. And creativity, creating a life that expresses you. So think of the person that you have always wanted to be, or that you're like striving to be, and put yourself as already there. Show up how that person would already show up. If that person wants to take pictures every single day, take pictures every single day, at least one. If that person wants to live a healthier lifestyle, show up and do your workout and meal prep. You know, whatever that person looks like for you, think about what their actions are and express it. Number 8 is a visual identity. What imagery or visual anchors do people associate with you? For me, mine would be confident, self-love, healthy, positive, and outgoing. And the last thing that I have is the winning copy formula. Copy is just another word for content. So this is the kind of formula I like to stick to, sometimes, not always. I find this to be super helpful though with your ideal client. The first thing in your post, you want the headline to be pattern interrupting. People are scrolling all day through Instagram. If you say, if your top line is like 5 tips to more natural energy, and they're like lacking natural energy, they're gonna stop and read those 5 tips. The second is intrigue. Pull them in with agitation. Hit one of their pain points with like the middle part of your post. Like, are you constantly crashing because you are, I don't know, downing energy drinks at like 6 o'clock in the morning? Like, whatever it is. Hit their pain point, and that's going to get them to keep reading your post to see if you have a solution for them. The second would be to give value, give digestible and actionable wisdom. If you can give them free value in your content, they're going to want to keep coming back to your page for free value until they actually want to invest in themselves. And then the third thing, to close it, give them a call to action so you can get an interaction with them. That is like the biggest way to get a conversation going with your ideal client, or somebody who they're just ready to do the damn thing. So that is all I have.
Mind blown.
I hope it was helpful for you guys. I know these aren't things that we typically learn in coaching, but this has been like a network marketing side, I want to say, and I find them to be super helpful. So
oh my god, it's 50 people on your first call.
Oh
my god, yeah.
I just want to see all your faces now. Ooh, wait a second.
Yes, hey, stop share so we can see your beautiful face.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's going on? Okay.
Hold on, let me put it in gallery view real quick. Gallery view. So I have the worst news. It's not really, but your story was like beautiful. I loved hearing it. It was very important to this call. And then
girl, didn't record it.
But listen, I recorded the whole thing, and then you did your story, but then you did your screen, shared your screen, and I tried to like move you guys over at the same time. It hit stop. So I stopped recording, and then I recorded again the second you started your presentation. So I need to figure out how I can add that together. If not, regardless, we have your presentation.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But I like the story, you know how much that means to me. So yeah. Goddamn, I'm like, my face turned like so red as soon as it happened. I was like, oh my, you killed it. So proud of you. I am.
Thanks, guys.
Like, I can't even talk. It's like so hard for me. I'm so proud of you. So real quick, if you don't mind, maybe tomorrow or the next day or whatever, we can make like an album in Team Determination, because we already have an album, and I'll address it as basically the team call topic, and then you can just add all your pictures in there if you don't mind, all your slides. because that was so helpful. I wanted to take a picture of every single one of them, so I just decided to ask you this instead.
I'm glad it was helpful. Awesome.
So helpful because you forget that kind of stuff. You just like, days just get ahead of you. You post whatever's happening, but like there's so much more to it. And like I said when I posted your picture, if you're trying to make a big difference in this world, you can't just hope for it. You can't just hope people come to your page and want to join you.
Well, and that's what I was doing also at the beginning of my business. I was like, just like wishing and hoping. And also it's like, okay, that's a lot of things to do. I know the personal branding thing is a lot of kind of like step work, but it's so worth it. Like once you know all those things, it's going to be way more beneficial in the long run versus like that like half hour that you took to do that. And I didn't want to do any of that bullshit at the beginning. I was like, I don't really need to know that, but I'm not special, and I do need to know the things that are helpful and like going to grow my business.
Yeah, and like we all have time right now, and what is it going to take you? Like half hour to answer those questions that are in this, all those slides. I truly want to sit down and answer those questions and figure out who exactly am I trying to even, because right now, honestly, you made me think like I'm kind of really great for everyone right now. And that's not my plan. I don't want to be great for everyone. I want to be great for my people, the old me, the person that signed up to coach and all of that. I don't like how I'm trying to be nice to everyone. So it really opened my eyes to honestly a lot of different.
Well, and I feel like that does, for me as a challenger, when I first started, I like showed up. I like did all of my things, and I feel like if I were to find my ideal client, even if I just like stuck to be a challenger the whole time, I was at my breaking point. So like if I found my ideal client, she would be like more amped to show up fully than somebody who like, oh yeah, that sounds great, like I'll probably do that, and then they do that, but they don't really do that.
Does anybody have any questions? Because you see like her pictures, you see her content, see the difference that she's the difference in her. Anything. We have plenty of time. Honestly, you killed it. It's only 8:35, so I plan on being here till 9.
Do you use a certain app for your pictures?
So I use Lightroom, and I have made and also bought presets. I love presets, just because you can adjust the photos with like in every aspect, like color, saturation, hue, light, like whatever. So I use that. I'll type it in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Real quick, I think Amanda Pinner is on here still, right? I wanted to shout her out because it's like part of your call, Brooke. Actually, you know what? Not a big part of it was attraction marketing, but like your attraction marketing is on point. And I just wanted to shout out not just you, but also a couple. Amanda Pinner. Goddamn, your pictures.
Thank you.
Who's taking them, Kendra?
Kendra and my tripod, my card tripod.
And your tripod. So I just kind of wanted to talk to you about that for 1 second. So like, what do you guys go out like once a month or something like that and take pictures for content?
Yeah, like literally Saturday morning, Kendra came to my house at 6 a.m. and we drove like an hour away, and we just drive around until we find something we like. Like we found this like abandoned apple orchard the other day. We found like all these mountains of like amazing clouds a couple weeks ago. Like we literally like make it fun. Like
that's what I'm talking about, because I know like it's very important, content and transformation, stuff like that. Very, very important, but like also it's Instagram. So it's attraction marketing as well. And so it does take, a little bit more effort than just a picture in a dark corner. So if you really want somebody to read your amazing post, it means a lot to you that you really want people to hear and listen and feel. You have to get out of your comfort zone and take a picture that maybe you usually wouldn't take. So like, look,
like one more thing too to that.
Yeah, like look at this cute picture of Amanda from today.
When I first started coaching, like I was so awkward. Like, I mean, I'm still awkward, I feel like, when it comes to taking pictures, but if I feel like I do like the same pose or I have like nothing, I will go on Instagram or Pinterest and like just screenshot other like pictures of girls that I see and kind of use that as inspiration for like different poses, or like that's how I've learned how to pose.
I need to do that because I'm always like, same.
Yeah, so that's what I do, just as a heads up for anybody.
Really good idea. Really good idea. And you use your good friend tripod most of the time. Very important, guys. I didn't have a tripod for years. It makes the biggest difference ever. I remember like going to visit Patrick's parents. He lives in Vermont, like one of the most beautiful states I've ever seen. But you would never see the beautiful state because I didn't have proof of it. If I was by myself, it would be all weird and awkward. You see a bunch of grass in the background. You know what I mean? Like, picture would be nuts. It would be dumb. But the tripod changes the game. It's definitely worth it. Get one on Amazon if you can.
I also feel like it's like less awkward taking selfies with the tripod than like just taking. I don't know why. But for me, I just am like, well, at least I think like it looks a little bit more professional. At least like I think I'm doing something as opposed to just taking a selfie. Like,
true, but it's like,
I'm super shy. Like Kendra and I will be taking pictures and there'll be like a car driving by. I'm like, okay, now I'm awkward. And she's like, who cares? Like, no, there's people.
We all need a Kendra to tell you it's not awkward. Because I know. But I remember one time somebody was saying something to me. I was taking a picture and I was like, this is my job. Like, I'm helping people.
True.
Anything else? I'm like, Patrick didn't even start cooking yet, so.
Well, I do want to say this about pictures and posting and what you say, like replying back to people. Don't think so much about it. Like, yes, you don't want to be in that really dark corner and like with a bomb ass post and nobody's going to stop at it because like they can't see your face because it's so pitch black. But also stop thinking it needs to be the perfect picture to post it, or you need to have it like worded perfectly, or like whatever it is that you're thinking too much on, fucking get it out there. You don't know if that's the message that somebody needs to hear right now.
Yeah, I always say done is better than perfect.
Absolutely. That's a big thing that held me back at the beginning too. Like, I wouldn't post a lot of the days because it wasn't the perfect post. I wouldn't share, my move of the day because did not look the hottest in that move of the day or whatever it was. And that is just like a huge coaching cock block, I feel like.
Brooke, I have a question.
What's up?
So that really speaks to me because I'm that type of person who's like super perfectionist, where it's like it needs to be like this color scheme, or like it needs to be like. So
I'm
it's
pissed
like,
off at my presets right now. Are you kidding me?
wait, why?
Because sometimes they're too green.
Just saying, people want to sign up with somebody that shows up consistently, not with the perfect filter.
So what were you saying?
No, it's just that like at first when I was using Instagram, like, or even, I try to get out of this mindset for a couple months now, but I thought you would attract other people on Instagram from like a consistent aesthetic.
Yeah.
Or look. And like that was something that was like a block for me as well, because I'm like, oh, this picture's too green and my presets are like blue and then this and that, and like it's so frustrating.
It's pointless. People want just put your message out,
It is appealing to the eye, don't get me wrong. Like, I get caught up in it. I like a pretty Instagram page myself. But if I'm also on the explore page and somebody is doing something in their picture that I think is cool, but it might not be my favorite color scheme, and I click on it and it ends up like sharing a message that I needed to hear that day or whatever, I mean, that's your main mission, I feel like, and as you grow in your business, you're going to be able to like nail your color scheme the way that you want to without having to focus so hard on it and letting it consume so much of your time.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was just going to say, I need to upgrade to Lightroom, but I haven't yet. So if you're not there to the Lightroom stage yet, I'm still on the Visco stage. It's
That's
just
what I use all the time. It's so good.
yeah, it's just Visco, VSCO. That's the filter.
Lightroom is where it's at, Haley.
I love it. And one day maybe I'll move to the filters. Trust me, I am so jealous of your filter, Brooke. But like, I'm not jealous of trying to put the work in to figure that out, because that'll take me like probably one day.
Oh, nope, bought that one. I can send it to you.
I was gonna say I bought 4 presets and I use 1.
Well, the thing is, pink hair. You can't. It's hard.
They look different on every different
I
photo.
know. I tried Lightroom. I actually have the app, and if I had blonde hair, are you kidding me? It would be golden. But if with pink, it's pointless for me. I haven't found one. I shouldn't say pointless. I haven't found one that worked for me.
I tried Lightroom and it made me look orange all the goddamn time.
No matter what.
I literally have tried all the filters. I bought the presets and all that, and you know what works best for me is my iPhone filters on, that's it, on the camera.
Whatever works, as long as you show up. People get so caught up in like the little things, the graphics of this. As long as you show up, I mean, again, it is attraction marketing and it does matter. Like, you want people to read your stuff, but your pictures are fine. You're amazing, Christine. You know what I mean? So whatever works for you, works for you.
Oh, and sorry, one more thing, Joanna.
Don't be sorry, ever.
Don't worry about what people are thinking or anything. Like, some of my most liked and relatable and most commented on posts are the ones that the dog walked through my photo.
Exactly.
And I was like, fuck it, it's 8 p.m. I got to post this. and I've done the message, or I posted one video where the super trainer actually yelled at me on the screen, and I was like wheezing, and I did not look pretty. I did not sound pretty, but I was like, listen, I can show you all the good sides of my life, but I think it's important for me to show you my fuck ups too.
I think that honestly, like, that's what gets me the most. When I see, Siobhan. Oh wait, somebody actually just said Siobhan. Oh, thank you for saying that, Brandon. So I actually wrote her name down to shout her out. Another amazing visual to look at is Siobhan's Instagram. It's SIO little. But it's beautiful in every way. It's great. It's so much free value, great content. But what I wasn't gonna say that, because we already know all that. But with Siobhan, when she goes on her story and her kids are acting up, oh, that's what is like, I want to sign up with her. Is when her kids are going crazy, her house is a mess, she doesn't have her shit together, but she's still showing up. So I'm like, show the mess. Show it, because it's real.
People love that, because
I've
been
Danielle,
when my videos of doing my kids' hair, I get so many people talking to me because of the chaos in the background of my house. They're like, I'm laughing, dying. When I make the videos, I used to I would be afraid to share that my sons are screaming or torturing my daughter in the background. And people comment and message me, and they're like, you're so real. I love your videos. I die laughing. And I'm like.
So with your videos, I won't lie. I think that I probably have the smallest attention span out of everyone.
They're too long. Yes, because I'm new to it.
Patrick will show me funny memes and funny like videos, and I literally look at them for 1 second. I'm like, it's not funny enough. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. So like, I don't watch people's stories. I don't watch things. I don't do things. I just work on my business and then go outside basically and be by myself. But when I saw your Instagram TV and I watched the whole damn thing. That's because a big deal.
Hear the conversations of my kids, like
that's why I watched it.
My son's like walking by and he's like, let's get a duck. And I'm like, we're not getting a duck. And I'm like, and then my daughter's like, remember when the boys made me do something bad? And I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, I can't put this. I'm like, I'm going to have to mute this. I say it to my daughters. And then I'm like, what did they make you do? And they're like, remember, I can't say it. And I'm like, it sounds like my son's like abused my daughters or something. And I'm like, oh my God. And then they're like, no, they're like, the boys made us put up our middle fingers.
But just because like you can hear like real life in the background, you can not even just hear, you can see, it literally makes me, and I love you so much, Danielle. You already know this. She can't even hear me. Yeah, you can. I love you so much.
I'm getting interrupted now by a child.
I know. That's why I said. I love you so much, but because I see the real life happening, it literally, my heart like grows even more for you that when I see that. I'm like, are you serious? And here she is still showing up. So that, don't like disregard the hard shit that you're going through to get through this business.
The chaos in my life that I still show up and still do it.
Show it, share it, because that's what's going to be relatable. People aren't going to be like related, like whatever, relate to a bunch of happiness all the time. You know what I mean? Like, show your real life.
Yeah, since I started making those videos, it's been so easy to get business. Like, I feel like people are just like, because they feel like they know me because they're in my house for a moment. Like, they're in my home for 10 minutes and hear me with my kids, and I'm real. Like,
exactly. And you caught my attention, and that's hard to do. Like, really.
10 minutes, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But my kids are like making it hard, and I'm like, you know, these videos, I say to them and I'm like, these videos are supposed to take me 5 minutes, but because you're like pulling that way and spinning this way and working against me.
And I'm like always waiting for them to say something inappropriate. I'm like,
oh my God,
Scarlett.
I had one, I actually took it down a half an hour after posting it. I probably should have left it up. Wild took Glamour's report card downstairs, and it sounded like she's getting murdered. And I took it down and I like muted it. I actually left it up, but I muted it because I was so worried that somebody was going to call my son a bully. And but he like she seriously sounds like she's getting murdered. But eventually she comes up to me and while this is going on, they're screaming. Starlet's singing in the camera while I'm doing her hair, going, "This is my fight song, take back my life song." And I'm like, oh my God. I was so worried though about Instagram and like people calling like my son a bully. I muted it. But then I'm like, I should have just left it. Now I've gotten to the point where like people start conversations because of what's really going on.
Exactly. Keep that up. And it's really cool seeing the whole like new aspect of the hair situation.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing it because it's built my business. It's helping me.
Did you realize it's basically like a whole column?
Yeah, I made it. I do pink hair, blue hair down. I just made it a whole column on my page. And because people love it. Like, people message me and show me they did the hairstyles on my daughters. Like,
well,
grown women message me with the pigtails, with the pom-poms. And I'm like,
well, it's kind of crazy seeing how easy it is to do those hard-ass. I thought they were really hard to do. It's not that hard.
Yeah. No, some of them are so easy. And I'm like, you know, we're having fun with it.
So fun. See, I love how we can have fun with our business. Does anybody have anything else they want to say? My dinner's
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, this is just for like anyone on here. Do you guys have any part of your story that you struggle with trying? And I'm not saying about being vulnerable, but like, I feel like a huge part of my story is my relationship with my mom, which has never been very good, but I never want to talk about it because my family follows me. And so it's like, you know, it's like I don't ever want to cross that line because
yeah, that's
really
honestly, that's so hard because like same, like I have so many stories that I could change the world with my family.
Yeah. If you post it on Instagram, you can restrict certain people from seeing your story.
I just feel like that's work. I have the same thing, and even my situation, like with my kids, I have to just be careful about how I approach it. And I think like for me, I've had to learn how to share things with being respectful of others, like of them.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that is like super helpful for me is when I do like coach sneak peeks and I say like, I'm going to be sharing a lot of my story that I don't normally share on publicly. So we just coach sneak peeks. It doesn't matter how new you are, Ashton, you can do that right now. I did it when I was the same amount of into coaching as you. But so when you do it, you share, they feel more, hold on, somebody's telling me, they feel more connected to you and more, they can really gain your trust when you share that story within that group. Like, I don't really share this normally, but I really want to share this with you guys. So like, feel free to open up to your potential coaches.
I can relate to that too, Ashton, because Faith is the only one that knows this. Part of my story, I'm 3 years in remission. I had breast cancer. on May 3rd. Made 3 years.
Congrats, maybe 3 years.
So I don't like to talk about that because I don't want people to think I'm using that for like sympathy or to try to get people to, so I'm getting shaky talking about it.
Yeah, but you should, that's something that you should share
yeah.
at least, like, I don't know.
That is how I felt the other day when I did like my why post for the first time. And I don't know why, because I literally talk about like my struggle with like Emerson and like all like everything that happened all the time to like friends and people. I'm a hairstylist, so I talk about my clients all the time. But like when I was posting it, I felt like my heart was going to fall out of my chest.
Well, those are the people that you like. The thing you need to think about is not you anymore, is them. Does that make sense? Like, what if you didn't have the health that you have right now, or the community that you have? You know what I mean? So, and no matter how scared you are, you need to, if you truly want to help people, you need to just stop thinking by yourself and think about them.
To add to what Haley just said, you have information and experience that other people need right now in that specific area. So your information about what you've gone through and how you've come out the other end, somebody is just starting that journey right now, and they're going to need that information and that guidance.
I always say your mess is your message.
So, like, I've seen both extremes.
Hi, Erin.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
This stupid tab, I never know. So, like, I've seen both extremes. Like, I've seen pictures where I was super heavy and then pictures where I was really thin. But what caused me to get there is, like, super sensitive. Like, I went through a divorce. I lost a lot of weight.
Erin, see, I didn't know this.
Yeah, I finalized it, like, the first Friday of quarantine, which was interesting after 5 years of being separated. So, yeah.
I don't want to scream at you for not telling me any of this, but
all of that, like, super sensitive stuff. Like, I lost a lot of weight. I was thin. And then I met my boyfriend, who we've been together a little over 2 years. And the first year we were together, I gained like 30 pounds.
That's what happens when you're in love. Sorry.
I know. And like, I love sweets. Like, he would bring me tiramisu and fucking late night wine nights.
Yes.
Like, all of the things. But like, when I say things to him, like, damn it, like, I was so much thinner, like, before we got together. He, like, it hurts his feelings. So like, I don't want to post stuff like about him. I don't know. It's just like,
no, just be real. Just say the real thing, the truth.
It's kind of like what Brooke said. Like, there was times that I loved my body, but I didn't like the way I felt. I didn't love myself. And then there was times where I was like happy, but I didn't like my body.
But the thing is, you're not the only one.
I know. I'm just like trying to figure out like a way to like convey it without like.
You're a big overthinker, Mrs. Erin.
I know.
Just
something
share your truth. Go ahead.
I was gonna say something that you could do if you have pictures from both times. You can put them side by side in an Instagram post and explain both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you shouldn't be ashamed for like being so happy in love that you like felt comfortable enough to eat and have the best time ever with your man. Like, that's just the reality. It's truth. It happened to me too. That's why I have a lot of transformations. You know what I mean? Because when I first got with Patrick, I went out to eat every time, all the time. I didn't care. He loved me. That's just part of my story, and that's just part of yours. Feel free to share that. That wouldn't hurt his feelings. That's like kind of cute. Like, you loved him so much that you knew he would love you, and you were like comfortable enough to be yourself in front of him. And now you want to be yourself, but you just want to be a little bit more of a healthy version.
Yeah.
You're so adorable.
I'm an overthinker.
Yeah, you are. But the thing is, like, people need to hear your story because it's beautiful and it's so helpful to so many people. When you share your story, you're going to help other people feel less alone. Because can you imagine, like, you've probably felt alone during that, but like those people don't need to feel alone, and you could help them.
Yeah, I took a lot of notes from Brooke, so
It
thanks.
was amazing, Brooke. Honestly, such an amazing call. I'm gonna go because my tacos are probably ready in literally 2 minutes. But should we do? I mean, my cup's empty. We could do it. We could do a boomerang. We could try. With an empty cup. You guys wanna? On the count of 3. Cinco de Mayo. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, that's me. Empty cup and all.
It is not ready. Somebody send me or tag me.
Hey, Brooke, can we talk about how great you were?
It was amazing.
Thank you. Seriously, you guys are amazing.
No, you are.
I appreciate it. No, you are.
Wow.
I love you so much.
I love you guys. And remember,
Thank
Brooke does
you.
this work session basically 1 to 8 o'clock every single day. Pay attention to that if you want some company while you're working. I love you all so much. Thanks again, Brooke. I'll talk to you guys later. Happy Cinco.
Bye. Happy Cinco de Mayo.